who drills the three ball, and Boise State leads again by 6. Good work on the boards leads to that 3.
Offensive board by Ugbo, then an offensive board by Keene, leads to a Carmichael 3. We're back to 6-point lead.
Hutchinson, there Buchanan, guarded by Ugbo. Autry right side, curling off a screen, air ball from 3, caught by Cardenas. Broncos quickly into the front court. Cardenas to the trailer, Buchanan. Buchanan down the right side of the lane. Nifty move, gets a basket. He's fouled and it counts. And 1 for Javen Buchanan. He's got 10 double figures, 18th time, and the Broncos lead by 8.
Back-to-back 3-point opportunities. First one was from Carmichael and this one from Buchanan.
Foul called on Bevins. That will be his first. Buchanan will shoot the 1. Try to take this lead to 9. And he nails it. 11 points for Buchanan. 49-40 Boise State. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Bronco basketball. GW moving the ball around the perimeter. They trail by 9. Hutchinson, right side. Moss, outside to Hutchinson. It's a steal for Carmichael. Carmichael one-on-one over Drumgoole. Over the head layup is good. Carmichael with 2 more off the turnover. And the lead is 11 at 51-40.
Carmichael in double digits now, 11 points for the freshman, 4 of 7 shooting.
Inside, it's Castro. Castro turns, right-hand hook is good. Castro now in double figures for the 28th time this season. 51-42, they're within 9. And a steal for GW. Castro ahead to Buchanan. Buchanan over Ugbo, missed the shot, but Ugbo gets the foul.
Not a lot of turnovers for the Broncos, but that one led directly to that fast break for George Washington. Good foul by Ugbo. Don't give up an easy bucket. Make him shoot some free throws.
There's never been a better time to get a great deal on a Ford truck or SUV than at your Idaho Ford stores. Ford, the official truck of the Broncos.
Well, in the first half, neither team could pull away because neither team could score. This half seems like a team can't pull away because both teams are scoring. 59% shooting for Boise State as that free throw missed, and 75% shooting for George Washington here in the second half.
Darren Buchanan Jr., who's hit the line, is out of Washington, D.C. Originally signed with Virginia Tech, was there a year, did not get into a game. Has been with GW for the last 2 and now enters the transfer portal again. Bricks the second free throw. And Boise State, after he misses both, still leads by 9, 51-42.
67% free throw shooter. He looked like about a 6% free throw shooter with those shots.
Degenhardt against Castro. Don't think Castro's been on Degenhardt too often in this game. Degenhardt over the top of the taller Castro, just too strong in there. Degenhardt with his first basket of the second half. He's got 9, the lead back to 11.
Yeah, Castro might have the length, but Degenhardt has the strength.
Buchanan on the drive for GW. Layup is good. Buchanan's first basket, 53-44. Got 2 Buchanans on the floor, 1 for them, 1 for us. Cardenas, left side, Degenhardt, open look for 3. It's a bullseye. Mountain America 3 for Tyson Degenhardt. He's got 12, double figures for the 34th time, and the lead is 12, biggest of the game.
You did not see this shooting coming from the first half. Broncos 5 out of their last 5. GW 5 out of the last 6, and another turnover by GW.
Bowie ahead of the pack to Buchanan. Javen missed the layup. Rebound by Moss. GW back the other way, but with 11:50 to go in the game, they're down 12. Right side, Drumgoole missed from 3. Javen Buchanan on the backside with the defensive rebound. In the front court to Cardenas. Cardenas into the paint, lost the ball, got it back, feed it off to Keene. Keene knifing down the lane, has the layup. Keene with his second basket of the game. The lead is 14. Timeout. GW.
Nice assist from Cardenas. He has 4 assists in the game. And a great look there to Keene cutting into the paint.
11:30 remaining. 44 for the GW Revolutionaries. 58 for Boise State. Looks like we're going to take a timeout. They got the chairs out there. We'll take a break on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
It's been so long. How have you been?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Dave, why are you talking that way?
Please say 1 for a compliment or 2 for a question.
Yeah, this is weird. I think I'm going to go.
Talking with an automated phone tree can feel pretty ridiculous. That's why when you call Pacific Source Health Plans, you'll get a real person to answer all your important questions.
Pacific Source Health Plans? This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees. Find a plan at PacificSourceMembersFirst.com.
Bronco Nation, Ideal, Idaho's education savings program, is a proud partner of Boise State Athletics and an ideal way to save for college. Did you know that it only takes $25 to start an Ideal 529 savings account and you get tax benefits? There is no better time than today to start saving for college expenses for you or your loved one. Information and a full disclosure statement, including risks, terms, and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. Go save for college and go Broncos.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. Boise State has raced out to a 58-44 lead with 11 and a half minutes to go in the second half, and they are currently on a 15-4 run.
But I asked you at that break, Bob, I mean, what does George Washington say in the huddle? I mean, how does a 6-point deficit at halftime balloon to 14 when you're shooting 70% in its turnovers? George Washington has had 10 attempts here in the second half, and they've made 7. The Broncos have had 16 attempts in the second half and made 10. 17 turnovers for George Washington, 17 more attempts in the game for the Broncos.
And off those 17 turnovers, Boise State has cashed them in for 21 points.
It's been points off of turnovers and bench scoring. 21 points off of turnovers for Boise State and 22-9 in bench scoring. Also dominating fast break points, 14-0.
Broncos playing with Bowie and Meadow and Cardenas, Keene, and Degenhart coming out of this timeout. 14-point lead for the Broncos is the largest of the game. GW with the timeout. Darren Buchanan will inbound into Christian Jones. Winner gets Butler on Wednesday. Our airtime would be at 4:30 Mountain Time. Buchanan driving on Meadow, double teamed by Cardenas. They throw the ball in the backcourt, and there's they say it was tipped. 3 seconds to shoot. GW gets it off. Missing the three was Autry. Rebound Meadow, over the back foul on Buchanan, his second. And GW now with team foul number 4.
And I don't know if that was tipped on the kickoff. It was a double team that he was trying to pass out of, but I don't think it was tipped, but the Broncos do end up with the ball. And no points for GW.
I thought that was going to be yet another turnover. And we have a foul on Christian Jones against Cardenas. Jones was trying to get up in his face and maybe force a steal, and Jones will be the first player from either team to pick up 4 fouls in the game. Jones, a member of the Atlantic's 10's all-rookie team. They select 5, and he was one of the 5. Keene inbounds to Cardenas. Broncos up 14. Meadow between the rings. Degenhart, couple of dribbles, hands it back to Cardenas, give it back to Degenhart, drives into the paint. Little reverse layup, Tyson Degenhart. 7 points in each half for 14. The Broncos get the 60 and lead by 16.
5 assists for Cardenas. Keene also with 5 assists in the game.
Under 10 and a half to go. Autry defended by Keene. Autry on the drive. He's generally an outside shooter, and he'll draw the foul from Keene. RJ with his first, team's 5th of the half. And free throws coming for the Revs.
RJ did a nice job of bodying up on the drive until the shot happened, and then he just let his arms go forward, and that's where they got the foul.
Trey Autry will shoot 2. He's 1 for 2 in this game. And now 1 for 3. How about this? GW is under 50% at the foul line. They are 5 out of 12.
When they come in, not a horrible free throw shooting team, 70%. That's pretty good.
1 out of 2 for Trey Autry. He has 11 in the game. 60-45, so the lead is 15 as we approach 10 minutes to go in the second half. Degenhart with the ball. Dribbles below the foul line, takes it all the way, missed the layup. Rebound by George Washington's Hutchinson, and the foul called on Keene reaching in. Second foul on Keene, 6th on Boise State, so no more to give without penalty.
It was a nice drive by Degenhart, but 6'11" came into play from Castro. Made Degenhart go to the opposite side of the hoop to make that layup a little more difficult, and he missed it.
Well, watching Castro play, this is the first I've seen him other than a couple of the game tapes I've watched. Maybe the longest arms of anybody we've played, and it's 6'11" as blocking foul called on the Broncos. I think it may be Cardenas' second foul.
When Cardenas was working hard, though, fought through a screen and then got caught for the block.
Okay, so George Washington will be in the bonus for basically the entire last 10 minutes, 9:59 on the clock. They have not shot free throws well, so we'll see if this 1-and-1 can be cashed in. Jones has made his only free throw and makes the first one there. He's a 67% shooter. 60-46, Boise State in front. Butler awaits the winner on Wednesday. Jones makes both. Jones with 5.5, 9 in the game. Carmichael returns for Bowie. 60-47, they have it down to 13. With the ball, it's Cardenas. Hawked in backcourt by Bevins. Cardenas now picked up by Hutchinson. Cardenas still with the dribble. Behind back pass to Degenhart. Out front to Cardenas. Open look straight on for 3, and he drills it. Just the second basket. First Mountain America 3 of the game for Cardenas. 63-47 Boise State.
And Degenhart has 2 assists, and both of them are to Cardenas. He kicked it out to Al for that 3.
Degenhart owes him a few. Autry with the move, baseline, under the basket, cut off by Keene. Keene, arms extended, great defense. Right corner to Hutchinson, back to Autry. Shot clock down to 5. Autry to Castro at the top of the key. Castro trying to dribble in on Degenhart, has to turn and shoot and missed the shot as the horn was sounding on the three-point arc. On the 30-second clock. Cardenas into the paint. Left side to Carmichael. Carmichael missed the 3. Castro took the rebound away from Degenhart.
Good look by Cardenas.
Bevins into the lane. Missed the layup. Carmichael rebounds, and the Broncos will come back the other way.
And a good decision to pull it out a little up and down as Degenhart launches a 3 and hits it.
Degenhart with his third Mountain America 3. He's got 10.5, 17 in the game. And all of a sudden, the lead is 19 on back-to-back threes by Cardenas and Degenhart.
Right as I say, nice job by the Broncos slowing it down. Degenhart finds himself with a little too much space and hits a 3. How about this? 15 assists for Boise State.
And pretty well spread out. 5 each for Cardenas and Keene, and then a pair for Degenhart and Carmichael. Broncos with a couple of subs. Buchanan, Degenhart, Carmichael, Bowie on the floor along with Meadow. GW inbounds to Castro. Hutchinson to Buchanan, back to Hutchinson. He'll drive into the paint, try to split the defense. There's another turnover. Degenhart with a steal. Head of the pack to Carmichael, and Carmichael with another layup. Carmichael now with 5 baskets in the second half, plus a couple of free throws. And Boise State forces another timeout from GW as the score goes to 68-47.
Another turnover from GW. That's 18 now that have led to 23 points for Boise State.
Looks like this is going to be a 30-second timeout. Bud Light, proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. And Coke, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Oh, no, was that George Washington's last timeout? They have 0 on the board.
Yeah.
I thought they might have had one left, but yeah, no timeouts left in the last 8:07. But they do find themselves down 68-47.
Well, I guess Coach Caputo says you can't save the timeouts for next season.
Can't save them for next season, and if you're going to try and stop a run being down this much, you got to take it.
We got a break in the action, 68-47 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
It's that time of year when people start thinking about industrial refrigeration. Not. Folks around here are excited about Boise State basketball. APCO is proud to sponsor the Broncos. Their players and coaches hold themselves to exceptionally high standards, just like our team members do. For us, that means meeting the Western United States industrial refrigeration needs with unmatched expertise in system design, installation, training, service, and compliance. Visit apcco.net today, and let's go Broncos.
The Broncos are proud to present the Boise State Athletics preferred restaurant partners: Anthony's, Blaze Pizza, Chip Gourmet Cookies, Costa Vida Fresh Mexican Grill, Dutch Bros, Firehouse Subs, Paddles Up Poke, Taco Bell, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Tucano's Brazilian Grill, and Guthrie's Chicken Fingers. The Broncos encourage all fans to support these proud partners and make them a part of your next dining experience.
The Broncos are proud to present these preferred local partners in the home service industry as members of the Boise State Home Team: Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing Company, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Nampa Floors and Interiors, RowPaint.com, Snake River Pool and Spa, and Bauscher Real Estate. The Broncos encourage all fans to support these proud partners and make them a part of your home team today. The Boise State Home Team, where local pride meets home improvement excellence.
Took a little while, ahead by 6 at the half. Boise State with a 36-21 advantage in the second half, up 21. Largest lead of the game at 68-47. And Abe, I don't know that I've seen a points off the turnover be as lopsided as it is here today.
6 turnovers for the Broncos have led to only 2 points for GW. 18 turnovers for GW have led to 23 points for Boise State. And so if you give away the ball a lot like GW, you have to outshoot the opponent because they have so many more attempts. Well, here's why it's ballooned. Boise State now is outshooting GW 48-44, and they have 20 more attempts from the floor.
I think they started out, one of the first 9 or one of the first 11?
And they're shooting the ball well from 3 in this half. 5 out of 8 from 3 for Boise State. They're up to 38% in the game from 3. We'll take that.
We roll under 8 minutes to go, ahead by 21. Drumgoole under the basket will draw the foul, I think, from Tyson.
No, I think it's Buchanan.
Either way, first foul on somebody. 8th foul, but it's in the act of shooting, so pair of free throws for GW, which is not necessarily good. Drumgoole comes to the line, and he's 0 for 3 in the game. Gerald Drumgoole, graduate student.
It went in, but it bounced off the back iron straight up and then rattled down. Not a pretty make, but it was a make.
How about Drumgoole's lineage? 2 years at Pitt, 2 years at Albany, and then a year at Delaware, and then here this year for a COVID year. Made 1 free throw, 68-48. They're back within 20. Carmichael, Meadow, left wing, Bowie. Puts up a 3, it's good. Bowie with his second Mountain America 3 of the game. Broncos do get to 70, 71-48. And when the Broncos get to 70, they're 19-4.
And the three-pointers are just going down as Tyson gets caught off of his feet, and then a good shot from Autry, and Tyson picks up a foul.
So that's 6 points in the second half, 13 in the game for Autry. Degenhart with his first foul of the game, 9th on Boise State. And Autry will have a chance for the and 1. He's 2 for 4 at the foul line. Autry's dad, is the head coach at Syracuse.
And at this point, 71-50, Broncos are ahead. That free throw misses, so you're up 21 with 7:25 left. A lot of it's just kind of clock management right now. Just keep that clock running, get some good looks, but
9 missed free throws for George Washington to go with all those turnovers, 18 turnovers. Cardenas, Degenhart, Bowie in the paint to Buchanan. Too much traffic. Steele, Castro. GW back on the attack, and they turn it over. Carmichael with a steal, and they're going to call a foul on Autry. No, they're going to let it go. Layup good for Buchanan. 73-38.
Another turnover. 19 turnovers for GW. 25 points off of those by Boise State.
73-48 Broncos. Or make it 73-50 Broncos.
Well, and you're getting to the point now with 6:44 left. The next couple minutes, I mean, you might give some guys rest. I mean, the coaching staff knows how they're feeling. I mean, they had a rest 2 weeks off, but you do have, a rest tomorrow with a win. No game. But it's a tournament setting where you got to play games quickly.
I do think, though, it's a different feel than having to turn around and come out the next day. I think that helps.
For sure.
Off the dribble, shooting three, making three is Autry. He's a good outside shooter. He'll have a chance for an and 4. As he was fouled, I think, by Keene. 73-53 now with 6.5 to go.
And that was on Carmichael.
Okay, second on Carmichael, 10th on Boise State. Autry had 23 in their first round of the A10 tournament. Another missed free throw by GW. They're now under 50%, 9 out of 19.
Turnovers and missed free throws.
Cardenas into the paint, lost the handle, but it was poked out of bounds by GW. Cardenas will inbound for the Broncos, who lead by 20. Largest lead has been 23. Broncos were down early. Cardenas inside to Degenhart, catches and gets the layup. Degenhart with 2 more. 75-53 Boise State. Degenhart now with 19, 10 away from 2,000. Bevins at the other end has a layup roll out. Buchanan rebounds, and now to Cardenas.
And Cardenas just didn't see the guy behind and then fouls. If you're the point guard, you got to know who's ahead of you and who's behind you.
3 fouls on Cardenas, and they're in the super bonus, so GW will be shooting 2. Clock stops with 5:55 left. 75-53 Boise State.
Did they call an intentional foul?
So what do you think they're reviewing for?
It's got to be intentional? It's got to be an intentional foul there. I mean, I didn't see anything else.
Tim Comer is over at the monitor. Right now, Boise State shooting 51%. They're up to 41% from 3. And that was after a slow start to the game. Broncos had 1 point to open the game. Were 1 out of 8.
Oh, it might have been a hit to the face. As Al reached through the backside, his hand came up. I don't know. Boy.
They take a look at the monitor a lot when they think somebody's hand is near somebody's face.
I don't know. I didn't see anything there. He made a play on the ball. It was a foul. He reached around and tried to hit the ball. Did his hand come up and hit the face? I mean, if it did, it was not very hard at all.
They're replaying that play. I think it's going to end up being a nothing. The 3 officials are... it's going to be a foul, but, it's not going to be anything extra. They are conferencing now, 75-53 Boise State with a shade under 6 minutes to go in the game.
It would be one of the weaker technical fouls or flagrant fouls that I've seen called.
Let's hear for the call. We can't hear it in the arena.
And everyone walking to the free throw line, Broncos included, so I think it's just going to be a common foul.
Downgraded, so the original call was a flagrant call. Cardenas now with 3 fouls. 3 fouls also for Omar Stanley, but he's not in the game. Nessa will shoot free throws, and that is another miss. He's only 58% on the season. If I go into the locker room and I'm Coach Chris Caputo, at the end of this game, Abe, I'm going to put turnovers, missed free throws on the board, and that's why our season finishes.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason. And Broncos need to handle some pressure here as GW's putting the press on.
Couple of passes, they break it. Bowie will streak to the glass and get the layup. That's the way to break the press. 77-54 as Bowie gets another bucket. Bowie with 8.
Nice pass from Buchanan to really start that break. And another turnover.
Jones has the ball picked up by Bowie. Buchanan turns it back over. GW comes back up the floor. Nice move by Jones to get around Degenhart, but then Degenhart blocks the shot, and it goes out of bounds. Clock stops with 5:26 left.
Well, Buchanan is on the ground right now. I think he twisted an ankle.
Oh, over in the corner by the GW bench. And it's gotten very quiet here in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Didn't Buchanan hurt his ankle at one of the Mountain West games?
I think it was the first one against San Diego State, and Coach Rice and Matty Richardson out there, the athletic trainer, and Keene will come in for him. And this is one of those situations where it's probably good to get him out, and then good that you have a day rest tomorrow, assuming the Broncos, of course, hang on to this 20-plus point lead.
Walking with a bit of a limp back to the bench. Buchanan with 11 points, made 5 of 9 shots, also had a total of 5 rebounds in the game. Bevins down the lane, reverse layup is good. Bevins, who came in averaging 2 points, has 11 in the game. And that's the first time this year he's been in double figures. 77-56.
Now what's nice about this game here is that
Bowie left side for 3. That one rimmed out, but it's tipped in by Keene, who draws the foul. Keene looked like he was shot out of a cannon at the foul line. Could sense it was going to miss. Went up there and tipped it back in, and the Broncos get the 79.
Well, just flying in there, and I don't know if he knew it went in. He kind of looked back at the rim like, did that go down? And the miss from Bowie, and Keene comes in there, does what he does, gets some rebounds. He's had a nice game. 3 rebounds, but 5 assists for Keene.
And give him another point for the free throw, and that gets Boise State to 80-56. Keene with 7 in the game. We told you the Broncos were 19-4 when they get to 70. They're unbeaten. They're 13-0 when they get to 80. Another steal. Carmichael with the ball. Carmichael coast to coast, missed the layup. GW with the ball. Rebs counter. Bevins posting up against Carmichael. Turns, shoots it short. Keene with another rebound.
Now you can use a little bit of clock. You're up 80-56, 4:30 left.
Keene with 7 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. That's putting numbers in a lot of categories.
I was making a point before Keene had that and one where in a game like this, you don't need to win by a certain margin, right? There's no nets. There's no, you need to beat, you're projected for this, but you need to beat them by that.
Carmichael, is the shot clock expiring, puts up a 3 that doesn't go. You just need to win.
You just got to win. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or if it's by 25. You just got to win and play the next game.
Hutchinson outside to Bevins. Bevins with a pretty nice game. Again, a guy that only scores 2 a game. Hutchinson outside for 3. It's short off the side of the rim. Bowie rebounds, and as we're under 4 now, we'll get a timeout, next dead ball, but with 3:40 to go, Boise State going to coast home, it looks like, and head on to play Butler tomorrow, or excuse me, Wednesday.
Boise State at 32 points at half.
48
here in this second half. After scoring, having 2 points in the first 4 minutes.
Carmichael, deep 3, doesn't drop. Rebound GW, that's Buchanan. Buchanan into the paint against Degenhart, and a whistle and a foul. 2 free throws coming up for Darren Buchanan as the foul goes on Tyson. That is his second. We'll take a break. All Boise State here in the second half. 3:12 to go from Vegas. 80-56 over GW on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light,
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you looking for fresh, delicious food? At Costa Vida, we prepare everything in-store daily, using only the freshest ingredients, never frozen. Are you hungry now? Enjoy Costa Vida your way. Dine in, swing by our drive-thru, order online, or have us cater your next event. Fresh flavors, made from scratch every day. That's Costa Vida, fresh Mexican grill.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees. Pacific Source Health Plans.
Ideal is Idaho's 529 college savings plan and a proud sponsor of the Broncos. Did you know that it only takes $25 to start an Ideal 529 savings account and you get tax benefits? Information and a full disclosure statement, including risk terms and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. Big second half aid for the Broncos, turning it on. 3:12 to go, up 80-56 over GW.
And just stats that just pop off the page. We've been talking about turnovers and points off turnovers all game. 21 turnovers for GW, leads to 25 points for the Broncos. Bench points 30-12 Broncos. Points in the paint 44-22. Fast break points 18-0. That's some nice, good transition defense. Steals. 16 steals for Boise State. What is that? I've never even... That is a crazy number of steals. I mean, you have 7 for George Washington, and that's a decent number. 16 steals for the Broncos.
GW is supposed to be one of the best stealers in the country. They came in averaging 9 steals a game, which was a top 20 number. That's got to be a season high. I don't know that we've ever had double figures in steals.
No, and 19 assists. When you start getting to that 20 mark in assists, you are doing the right things with the ball, and you're shooting a good percentage because you're knocking them down. Boise State just under 50% at 32 out of 65 on the game.
I got to look here. Team highs, Boise State, steals. What do you think it is?
11.
Very close, 10.
And
we had 10 in the home win over New Mexico and 10 in the gimme game against Corbin.
And 16 in this game.
Shattering it. Darren Buchanan playing his final game for George Washington, entering the portal. And his first free throw is good.
Well, Buchanan was probably hoping to put together a real solid game, maybe bump up his stock a little bit in that portal, but with that made free throw, has 3 points and missed that free throw, and with that miss, GW falls back to under 50% from the line, 8 out of 22.
80-57 Boise State, counting it down in the final 3 minutes. The only negative that you can come up with in the second half is that Buchanan had to leave with an ankle injury. Degenhardt in the game with 19. Degenhardt against Buchanan. Degenhardt as the shot clock running down. Turns, shoots, drew iron, but that was it. Rebound Nessa. George Washington with numbers. Buchanan's pass to Moss, and he's out of bounds, and they have another turnover. They now have 22 turnovers.
And the Broncos add to the points off turnovers here. 25 points off turnovers for Boise State.
Broncos with the ball. Keene to Bowie. Bowie into the paint. Bowie attacks. Bowie scores. Bowie now with 10 points in the game. 4th time he's in double figures. 82-57. Boise State.
It's hard to think of a game where there have been such an egregious difference of first and second halves from Boise State, as there's an air ball by George Washington. Not going to be a turnover, but pretty much as it goes out of bounds.
Steals, we said, was a season high. Turnovers forced will be a season high. They had 18 against Air Force in the first conference game of the season.
22 forced turnovers, 16 steals. Boy, just a dominating second half for Boise State.
Took them a little while to get going.
It did. You could see some of the rust. You definitely could.
Meadow underneath the basket. Layup doesn't go. Meadow gets his own miss and makes good on his second chance. 2 more for Meadow. 84-57 Broncos. Meadow with 12 in the game. 5 players in double figures for Boise State. Nessa with a layup at the other end, his first basket. 84-59.
And Brennan Ramirez at the scorers table for Boise State. The walk-on, going to get some minutes here in this first game.
Carmichael below the foul line, picks up the dribble, right side to Keene. Down to Ugbo on the baseline. Ugbo backing in on Buchanan. Ugbo turning, left-hand hook, a little bit short, ball knocked out of bounds. And Ramirez will come in for the final 110, checking in for Pearson Carmichael. Bronco contingent behind the bench going wild. They will have a couple of more days to have some fun in Vegas. Inbound play, Bowie hits Ugbo for the layup. 86-59 Boise State.
Just such even scoring across the board. 5 players in double digits. A couple other guys with 7 and 6 and 5.
Drumgoole out in front, missed the three-pointer. It was an air ball, rebounded by Ramirez. 50 seconds to go. 86-59 Boise State. Meadow left side. Meadow dribbling, coming to the foul line, into the paint. Meadow attacks, gets the basket. He's fouled and it counts. Meadow with 14. It's 88-59 Boise State.
Boise State is shooting 61% here in this second half. I mean, you hear people talk about it, how, tale of two halves, and in all the sports they say that, and this is about as egregious of a difference in halves that I can remember from the Broncos, offensively, defensively, everything.
Broncos up 40 right now. It was 6 at halftime. Buchanan, left side. Drumgoole missed the 3. Ugbo with the rebound. The Broncos don't have to shoot. The shot clock is off. 89-59 Boise State in front. This was a clinic in the second half. If people were just listening to the first 5 minutes of the game, they'll say, what changed? What turned?
Well, I think it was just getting the rust off. I mean, it looked like they were slogging through that first half. Not really anything working for the Broncos. Then the second half, domination offensively and defensively.
And there's the horn ending the game. The Broncos are your winners. 89-59 over GW. GW's season will finish at 21-13 for the Broncos. They'll go to 25-10 and move on to face Butler out of the Big East. That game will be Wednesday, 5 o'clock Mountain. Our pregame will be at 4:30.
A little nervous, up 6 at half, and then about the first 5 or 6 minutes, you were still only up 6, and then all of a sudden, it just exploded to this huge win.
Second half, it was Boise State 57 and George Washington 33. We'll take a timeout. We've got our postgame show presented by Select Health to come. We'll be back with more on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today, based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Get ready for a rate with a view. For a limited time, Mountain America Credit Union has auto loans as low as 5.74% APR. Explore serene valleys. roaring waterfalls, and relaxing beaches, all while enjoying a low monthly payment. Apply for your Mountain America auto loan featuring a 5.74 rate. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Loans on approved credit. Limited time offer. Offer can change or be withdrawn at any time. Offer ends March 31st, 2025.
When the Broncos are craving excitement, they head into Extra Mile Arena for basketball. When it's time to savor fresh seafood, they head to Anthony's Restaurant in downtown Boise. Indulge with wild-caught salmon, fresh oysters on the half-shell, local Idaho trout, Snake River Farms beef, and more. All with free, validated parking in the Simplot Garage. Discover the taste of the Northwest at Anthony's in downtown Boise. Reserve your table today at anthonys.com.
On the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield, this is the Bronco Postgame Show, presented by Select Health. Coverage to fit any business size. Select Health is an official health sponsor of the Broncos.
Wow, what a second half for Boise State. They win it 89-59. 27 points they got off George Washington turnovers. Season high 22 turnovers that the Broncos forced. And Abe, it was a clinic in the second half. They win by 30, 89-59. They'll face Butler, a team that squeaked by Utah 86-84.
Well, the second half is what happens when both facets of the game click as good as they have all year long. Your defense in creating turnovers, and then your shooting is 61% in the second half.
All right, let's get to the highlights on the Select Health postgame show. Boise State made just one of its first 8 shots. The first shot that went in stopped a 5-0 start for George Washington and went to Emmanuel Ugbo. Ugbo posting up the taller Castro, and a hook shot inside from 10 feet away. Ugbo gets the ball on the block and scores, and it's 5-2 Revs. Boise State was down 9-3, went on a 7-0 run to take a 10-9 lead. After GW hit a 3 to take a 12-10 lead, the Broncos would get even. This would be our Select Health assist of the game. Normally it goes Cardenas to Degenhardt, but today it's reversed. Hutchinson turned it over. Steele, Degenhardt. Degenhardt with a 2-on-2. Now it's 3-on-3. Degenhardt gets the assist. Cardenas finishes it off for his first basket. Thank you, Tyson Degenhardt, says Al Cardenas, and we are tied at 12. Another guy that had a great game for Boise State today was R.J. Keene. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He does all the little things. Here was one of the assists that put Boise State up 7 late in the first half. Tried the lob to Castro, but Castro wasn't looking. The ball settles into the hands of Keene. Keene feed it ahead to Javen Buchanan. Buchanan with a two-handed dunk. Third basket for Buchanan. Give Keene another assist. 26-19 Broncos. Timeout Revs. 11 points for Buchanan in the game. He made 5 of 9 shots. Broncos had 5 guys in double figures, including Tyson Degenhardt, who led with 19. Offensive rebound. Buchanan, left corner of the foul line, underneath to Degenhardt, who dunks it home. Nobody within 8 feet of Degenhardt, and the Broncos are going to call their use it or lose it timeout with 1:06 to go in the half as they extend the lead to 30-24. That 6-point lead is what Boise State carried over into the second half. Andrew Meadow was one of the players for the Broncos in double figures. He would finish with 15, and he would help the Broncos get off to a fast start in half number 2. Tries to get through the double team, able to get the pass to Carmichael, right wing to Meadow, and the turnover is cashed in. A triple for Andrew Meadow, 37-26, the lead to double figures. Then GW cut it down to 3 at 40.